Welcome to the Refine and Shine, the podcast dedicated to mastering the art of continuous improvement and optimizing every aspect of your life. I'm Angelina Rivera, your host, and together we'll uncover the secrets to refining our lives, our habits, and our processes to unlock our inner brilliance. Join us on Refine and Shine, where we'll delve deep into achieving more in life without the burnout and without all the stress. This podcast is your platform for a more fulfilling life through continuous improvement and personal growth. In each episode, I and a diverse array of guests discuss practical strategies for up-leveling every aspect of your life. From developing good habits and organizing your space to refining your mindset and personal goals, we're going to explore it all. Our guests share personal stories about the systems they've developed or systems they've used and the tweaks they've made in their lives when refinement was needed, allowing them to truly shine. Listen to Refine and Shine to learn how you can implement continuous improvement techniques in your daily routine, develop and maintain healthy habits that lead to success and satisfaction, organize your life to reduce the stress and increase your productivity, foster a growth mindset that propels you to new heights. My mission is to inspire you to take bold action, make positive changes, and become the best version of yourself. Whether you're aiming to elevate your career, nurture meaningful relationships, or enhance your overall well-being, Refine and Shine is your guiding light. With over 25 years of experience in continuous improvement, I help businesses streamline their processes, establish efficient work areas, and implement standard work protocols. I have trained over 600 individuals and teams in process improvement, optimizing workflows, and enhancing overall operational efficiency. Tune in every week as we embark on an enlightening journey, exploring paths to refinement and illuminating the way to shine in every area of our lives. Subscribe now and join us on this journey to polish your life and let your best self shine through. Thank you for joining us on Refine and Shine. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Refine and Shine podcast. I'm super excited for my guest today. We've been having this amazing conversation and it's like, wait, we got to record a podcast. She's amazing and I cannot wait for you to hear all about who she is and what she's all about. My guest today is Michelle, I got to say this right, Paczesny, who is an international best-selling author. She is a coach and she is the host of the Rise Up Summit, which she had in 2025. She has numerous events. She serves moms, women entrepreneurs, and professionals who struggle with burnout, self-doubt, and imbalance, helping them rise with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Michelle values collaborations with clear goals, timelines, and a win-win outcome. And she's happy to provide promotional assets and tracking links for partners. So thank you, Michelle. So excited to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You are just a woman of events. And so I just wanted to know, like, you were out on a mission to help moms, entrepreneurs, and all these things. Like, how long have you been doing this? And how long have you been doing all these amazing events?
Well, I haven't been doing the events long, but my journey as a mompreneur started back in 2011.
Oh, wow.
My daughter was ill. I needed to be home. So my start started in direct sales.
Mm.
And then from direct sales, I wanted it to be on my terms, how I worked and what I did. According to my schedule, I was working in corporate America, but I needed to be home. So, and I like the idea of coaching other women. It lit me up and it sparked my passion. And that's when I decided I'm going to become certified and and that's where Boss Ladies Creating Empires came from, my company. And then the summit started 2 years ago. My first summit was Mom Boss Lifestyle, which I had 5 women. And then we went to the Empowerment Summit, which was almost 30 people. So then I was like, we're going to tone it down a little. And the Rise Up Summit, we had 11 powerful women speaking, and you were one of them.
Yes, thank you for that honor. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it was amazing. I loved it. We had some issues with tech, but we made it through.
I love that. And that's the thing about it. Like, right? Like you are like things have hiccups and there's things that happen. Like life is not perfect. But you
No.
continue to smile. You were not stressed out. You like showed perfect like what do you call it? Calm through the storm. And so have
Mhm.
you always been somebody like that? Because you do help people with balance. So is that something you've always been?
I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So I have my plan A, and if that don't work, we're going to go to plan B. And then if that don't work, plan C. And I think with the Rise Up Summit, we went through it all. A, B, C, and D.
I love it. I
But
love
it
it.
turned out amazing, and that's what counts.
Well, that's what's important, right? Like, so you have these group of women, and just the Rise Up Summit. We had 11 speakers, and over
Yes.
a 3-day period, sharing something, a sub type of subject, a conversation, and we also offered a freebie, and then we had something that they could like, a paid offer
Like a
as
low
well.
ticket offer.
Yeah, low ticket offer. I think mine was high ticket. But we had these type of things for people, and I think that what's important is that there are a lot of women out there who want to have be able to balance being a mom, providing for their family, and sharing, because there is a lot of women coaches out there, and the women reason why we women need other women coaches is because we can share experiences, lessons learned, and I think it's always important for a coach to have a coach. Would you agree?
Oh, I 100% agree. I still have coaches. There's still things I don't know. So I need to invest in myself so I can learn that.
Mhm. Exactly. And that's why I think it's so important. It's like we need to like build each other, but also support each other. And it's so important is that we have to continue to learn, because if we don't learn, we start to die. And we are made to
100%.
create. We are made to have all these powerful things that God has put on our, life a purpose. And how dare us not go up to that purpose because we don't want to learn or grow or share what we know. And there's like not everybody can know everything. And so you might have somebody who's really good at branding, you might have somebody who's really good at marketing, you might have somebody who's really good at time management, but all of these together is such a powerhouse. And I think that that's
It is.
and I don't think that that is. I know that that was really a powerful part of the Rise Up Summit. And
Yes.
so I know that you're going to have a lot of events in 2026. So tell us about what you have planned, if you don't mind.
Ooh, I have 4 summits coming up in 2026. There's going to be one in February. We're going to have the Empowerment Summit in May. And then in August, we're going to do a summit. And then the Rise Up Summit will be in November. So I'm really excited for it. One thing we did with the Rise Up Summit is we did the roundtable sessions. That was very popular. So we're going to continue to do that. And I don't know if you were on the day I was on. Um, I don't know if we were on the same day offhand, but I was making lasagna too during the summit. I got it done. I
Uh-huh.
was able to do the summit and still get the dinner done. So my daughter helped me with that.
Oh yeah, that was on the first night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
day
learned to
one.
multitask.
Yeah, yeah. But from somebody like we can multitask small things, but not big things sometimes.
100%. And sometimes
Yeah.
we got to ask for help when we need it.
Yeah. Perfect. And I love how you shared that. Is it because you also, well, like for example, you're putting on this summit and it shows that you don't have to limit yourself. You can't just be like, okay, I'm doing this, I can't do this. But setting up those boundaries, like, okay, I'm going to make this lasagna. I have this event, but can you help me with it? And that's something that women don't
Yes.
are scared to sometimes do. Have you always been one to be vocal in setting boundaries, but asking for help?
No, I have not. No, it started more during the coaching business and through mentors that I've mentored with. It's okay. You don't have to be afraid. When you
Hmm.
need help, ask for it.
Hmm.
And like even with the Rise Up Summit, I needed help because I couldn't get into Facebook. So I reached out to everybody. Can you post on Facebook for me? And everybody was willing to help out and do their part. And it was amazing.
Yeah, and that's what I think is important is like we can't be scared to ask for help. And the thing is we have these expectations sometimes, whereas if we ask for help, that means that we're less than. But asking for help, there's like I kind of think about it in we can't do everything. We're not an expert in
No,
everything. Going back to like the branding and all that stuff. Why would it's doing me a disservice for trying to figure out something like, say it's something in marketing that I'm not good at and I'm trying to figure it all out. Why can't I just ask somebody and maybe even pay for it if I need to, depending on it, their time, pay for that service for that person to do, and then I can work on things that I'm good at, like, the
right.
creating of the, other things, the expertise that I'm good at, like the distraction stuff or time management and things like that. And I think that that's so important that people don't realize is that you don't have to do it all. You don't have to know
No,
it
you
all,
don't.
but you can ask and have a connection of
Mhm.
women who you can lean on to help you. Feeling overwhelmed by endless to-do lists and constant distractions? You're not alone. Many professionals and entrepreneurs struggle with never-ending tasks that spill into personal time, difficulty prioritizing what's truly important, a lack of clear structure in their daily routines. Well, let me introduce you to your Unlock Your Time Potential program, an 8-week coaching program designed to help you reclaim your time and boost productivity. What you will gain is proven strategies to manage your day effectively, techniques to eliminate distractions and stay focused, tools to align your daily actions with your long-term goals. Ready to take control of your time? Join the waitlist today and be the first to know when enrollment opens. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your productivity and achieve your goals. Check out the link in the summary notes.
And the summits help get to learn different women, their skills, because no, I don't do everything. So if I need somebody in marketing, I know who I'm going to go to. Or if I need somebody who's publishing, I know who I'm going to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that we can all collaborate, come together, and share what we're doing.
Yes, so important. One of the things that you had talked about or that you have done is you
Mhm.
are an international best-selling author. So kind of tell us about that.
Yes, I did in September. Um, I did the book Transforming Pain into Purpose with Monique Alvarez. And that's where I share my story, the woman I was versus the woman I am now. A lot of people don't know this, but I suffered from extreme anxiety. There was a time I couldn't even go to the grocery store. It was that bad. But I wanted to share a part of that story so other women know that I took that pain and I turned that into my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And look where I am today. I was able to get out of my comfort zone, put my foot in that water, and leap.
Yes, that's so important. And from doing all of that, like here you are making these events, doing stuff that you never thought you would be able to do, never even thought possible, not being able to go to the grocery store because of anxiety, to now doing an event. Your Empowered Boss Moms group has what, almost 500 people in there?
Yes.
Like, you're out there, you're going live, you're sharing, you are a woman of going live a lot. I just want to say that. And I love that.
Um,
I love that because we're able to see a face, a person, and we're able to know and trust you. And I think that that's really important. Here is somebody who was dealing with anxiety, didn't want to go anywhere, and now is showing up on the daily, almost, I don't know, it's probably daily. Go, especially during the time when you're doing an event, you're showing up, you're
mhm.
talking to us. And that's one of the things that I loved is that you were coaching, you provided us tutorials, you provide us so much that above and beyond. And I just want to say thank you for that. And it's
Thank you.
beautiful to show other women that if you
Yes,
have something that holding you back, get some clarity and get clearer and maybe doing some healing work so that because you never know what your purpose will be.
that's true.
Yeah,
And don't be afraid to ask for help. We've been there, we've lived through it.
so much.
And I'm
Yes.
all about collaboration.
I love that.
We're not in a competition. We're here to help each other grow. And that means the world to me.
I love it. I love it. And comparison's a thief of joy, right? I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt said that. When we're comparing ourselves, we're not looking at what our purpose is. We're too busy and we need to stop that. We all have a different mission in life. We all have a different purpose in life. And if we're comparing, oh, that mother does all these things and I can barely do that.
Right,
No, don't do that. Stop.
right, 100%. Yeah.
So with everything that you're doing, you have these 4 events in 2026. What else do you got going on for 2026?
I am going to be in my second book that I'm hoping that will go international, and that's called Spark. And I'm talking about igniting your passion in today's world, which my first course was Ignite Your Passion Formula.
Oh, I love
So
that.
as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, this is for me. I have the summits coming up. Um, I have a special surprise in February. It hasn't been confirmed, but I'm really proud of this. Um, and I can't wait to announce it to everybody.
I'm super excited
So
for that.
stay tuned.
So that means everybody who's listening to this podcast, you need to, I'll have her links in the show notes. You need to follow her so that you are in the know when she announces that in February. So, of all the things that you're doing, you're balancing. How many children do you just have? Your daughter?
I have 4 children.
Oh, wow.
They're all grown. I have 8 grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
So it's a busy life.
And you've been an entrepreneur since 2011, you said?
11, yes.
Trying to do the math right now. Over 14 years.
Years, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think that that's something that people, has it with 14 years. Most people give up within 5 years. What kept you going?
I knew, and I was determined. Failure was not an option for me. And I pushed myself. I stayed up those late nights, got up those early mornings, and I did the work. And it's really paid off. And I've had some amazing opportunities come my way. If you would have asked me 3 years ago, would I have co-authored in a book and done summits, I would have said no.
I love that. I love that. It's just you got to do the work. You
You
got to
do.
put in the time and you got to kind of balance it all too. Like if
Yeah.
your goal was, you had to stay, home to care for your daughter, but then between the
Mhm.
balancing it all, I'm sure probably in the nooks and crannies when she was asleep or whatnot, or doing other things, you were really grinding on your business to make it work.
Yes. I would go if I needed privacy because I had the family over. I would go in the bathroom and do work or in the bedroom. I found the time to make it happen.
And I think that that's what's so important, for me coming from as a time management coach, is that most people don't want to put in the work and they don't want to take the time
Mhm.
out. But there can be, if you are intentional with what you need to do, and you don't have to spend 12 hours doing something. If you are
No.
intentional and focused and get rid of those distractions, you can get things done.
100%. Yes.
What would you say is something that for you, through all the things that you had to do, building your business and all the things, what was probably one habit that you had to be really good about in order to rise up and be the person that you are to build a business for 14 years?
One is reflecting. I always reflect every year.
Mm.
And that's why I have the clarity map, my freebie. Um, so that way people can reflect what worked in 2025, what didn't. It gives them time to reset, recharge, and rise the next year. I already have my 2026 mapped out, because I want to be where I had that time with the holidays coming up to be with my family and be fully present.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I think that's so important. And I love that you already have 2026 mapped out because it's really important to be there for your family and map and be intentional and be present because that's really what matters if you want to have a balanced life, so to speak. And people's like, balance is not real. You can balance things out. When you were working on your work, be intentional, get your work done. And when you're with your family, be intentional and spend that time with them. And there's a way that you can separate the two. And I love that
Right.
you talked about reflection. It's like gathering the evidence, right? What is the
Yes.
evidence to show that you're moving forward each year, and maybe things didn't happen the exact same way that you wanted them to happen. I was supposed to speak at the Empowered Summit, and I had a surgery that I didn't realize
You
I was going
did.
to have a little bit of complications, so I had to cancel my speaking. And so then I was like, okay, well, what can I do? What can I do? Am I sad about it? Yes, I was sad, but then it's like,
Mhm.
okay, what else can I focus on? And so when you had the next one, I'm like, can I be a part of it? And I think that's important. There's a season for everything. Sometimes you have to say
There
no.
is.
Sometimes it's going to be setbacks, but what are the lessons? And always be prepared for what's next. So I had my briefing from the last time almost ready. So I was like, let's tweak it a little bit and let's speak about it again. And that's what's important. Just because you've created something and you weren't able to present, or maybe you worked on something and it wasn't the right timing, you met with the client and they didn't really want to work with you. Okay, but keep that relationship going, because you're going to always have that. They might reach back to you later, or you could use what you gathered from them to help somebody else. What would you say to that?
That's true. I agree. That's happened to me before. I would say no, and then I was like, you know what? Okay, maybe I couldn't do it this time, but when I was presented that offer again, I was like, oh yes, we're doing it.
No, I think that that's what's important, is when, setbacks doesn't always mean failure. And I think that
No, it
sometimes
doesn't.
right, right. It's just as
It's
long as,
lessons learned.
yes, exactly. And how can we improve or work on the things, or what needs a little bit of tweaking, things like that.
Yeah. It's about what works for us, what don't. How can we move forward going better?
Mhm. So one of the things that you've done is you've invested in yourself, and you've been, you have a coaches and all of those things. You become certified, all of these things that you've done. Is that something when you were in corporate America, were you in a leadership coaching type of world as well, role as well?
No, I was an accountant.
Oh, okay.
I did
I love
accounts
it.
payable.
Okay.
And I was in mortgage, the loans, doing the
Okay.
loans for mortgage. So, no, this is totally different. But I always had the entrepreneur spirit. I knew I wanted to be at home
I
and
love
work from
that.
home.
I love that. I love that. And it's important, like back at I hear nowadays a lot
Mhm.
more the word entrepreneurship, and maybe it's because I want to go and be entrepreneur as well, or I am a partial entrepreneur as I work. But back in, what, 14 years ago, is that something that was unheard of, to work from home? I think it was.
I
What do you
think
think?
it was too. It wasn't talked about as much as after COVID.
Hmm.
I think COVID was that spark that really made people think, I need to have plan B, and I want to start my own dreams and turn them into reality and start a business.
Yeah, I think that's important. As you've built your coaching programs, what do you help women do?
What I help women do with my program, Ignite Your Passion Formula, I help them find their passion, their values, and turn that into a business idea where they can work at home. Because that's how I started my career. And I have my 3-step framework, which is discover, validate, and identify.
Mm, I love
And
that.
it's amazing because I didn't start my career until I was in my 40s. My entrepreneurial career, I was in my 40s already.
Which shows that it doesn't matter what age. I mean, if you think that it's too late, it's not. It's
It's
your
not.
mindset that you're
Mhm.
saying that to yourself. You're already stopping yourself in the tracks by just saying, "Oh, it's too late." You're thinking in a negative way instead of saying, "Okay, it's time. I'm ready."
Yes. It's never too late.
Mhm. I think that's what's important, is that we always think, if you got to change your mindset and not think about the excuses or the negative, and say, "Okay, let's start today." Because it's going back to the, like you saying, reflecting for the year. Maybe everything didn't work out the right way, or maybe great things happened, but putting
Mhm.
together, gathering the evidence for what you can do better, or reflect on what you can improve on, but and then just moving forward. I think that that's so important.
And I also think feedback also from your audience, from your speakers, from your clients is an amazing way to help you make yourself better moving forward.
Would you say, and this is something like I've trained over 600 people, and like one of my things is process improvement, and I've trained over 600 people, and I have all of those testimonials or feedback. I did a survey, and
Mhm.
sometimes there's something that's a little negative, and but the thing is it negative or is it just an opportunity for improvement, right? And so you have to have that mindset,
I'm
right?
going to say it's an opportunity for
Exactly.
improvement. I
Right.
don't take it negatively.
Right. I
It
agree.
helps me grow as a person and who I am and my business.
Mhm.
So I love feedback all kinds.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
take it into consideration when I'm planning the next event or the next course.
Exactly. And so I also agree because like it's not, it could say, maybe speak louder or whatever it is. For example, it's
Mhm.
okay. I'll make sure that my mic's set up a little bit differently, or I'll make sure this is done differently. And it helps you, and it kind of gives you that checklist for the next time for that event. It gives you the
Yes,
foundation so that you can work on those tools for the next event.
definitely agree.
Since for being an entrepreneur, being a coach for over like 14 years, how many people would you say you've coached so far?
I have coached, well, if you add all the summits too,
Yes.
I'm going to say we're getting to the 100 point, the 100 people, 100 client mark.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
And
amazing.
I am so looking forward to tripling, doubling that. I'm so looking forward to it. There's so many people to help and impact.
And I think that's important is that people think that there's too many coaches. Sometimes like, oh, that's a coach, but each coach has a specialty, right?
Yes.
And so, what would you say, like with your specialty? If somebody's out there and they want to think about having a coach? What would be the first step for them to get started with you?
The first step would be I'm the starting point. If you don't know where you want to start in a business, that's where I come in and I help others. So that's your first step. And then, like for me, now I'm doing mentoring in just certain areas that I'm looking for,
Mm.
for my mentors this year. Let's
Yeah,
say it's something like learning about this AI stuff. I
yeah,
have a mentor for that. Or if I want to learn more about events, I'm looking for a mentor for that.
yeah. I think that that's so important is that you don't always have to have the same person throughout the whole course, the whole,
No.
from 14 years ago, the same. But the thing is one is to have that first stepping stone. If you're thinking about coaching, you're thinking about what it is, but you're not really clear on that, then that's where they would get with you on your
Yes.
foundational portion that you would go through. And I love that you say that you have different people to help you with different things. I have the same thing. I'm a Lean Six Sigma black belt. So if I'm into that type of arena, I'm going to use a certified mentor, a certified black belt to help me with some of that coaching and consulting. But if I wanted to maybe expand on my podcast, and that would be another like there's different things like
Yes.
that. Different tools in the toolbox, I'd like to say.
100%.
I wanted to know, just curious, is like, you a long time you've been doing all of these things. Has there ever been for 14 years, was there ever a time you thought you couldn't do it? Like you wanted to quit?
100%. Many times. I remember, oh, maybe this just isn't the right thing to do. But I was like, no, it is. And I know I can make an amazing impact. And I have to move forward. And I did.
And I think that's what's important is some people, when things go wrong or things don't like there's a lot of things that can happen, whatever it is. You're like, okay, maybe I don't do this. Maybe this is not meant for me. But it's like you going back to that reflection, like, really, is this what you really want to do? And reflecting, okay, this is one little hiccup or this is one little issue. How can I move forward? Maybe I need to put a system in place so I'm not burned out. Um,
Yes.
Things like that are possible.
And we
And
start messy and then
yes,
we perfect
yes.
as we go.
Yes. I love that. I love that. With all the things that you do, you have your foundational course and people can work with you. Do you have higher ticket items as well, like with like a 6-month mentorship or something like that as well?
I am creating that for 2026.
Okay, awesome.
So it's time for the high ticket course, the signature course.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I think that that's so important too, is because maybe there's a client who wants to do as many events and summits as you do, and how do they do that? And that's where that next level could be at. So I think that's important.
Yes.
I love all the things that we talked about. And I just want to know, before we wrap up, what's the best way that people can get in contact with you? I will have your links in the show notes, but just in case somebody's driving and they want to remember it real quick.
Linktree is the best place to get a hold of me. I have pretty much everything I do there.
Okay.
And it's linktree.com/online with Michelle.
Oh, easy to remember. Because your name is hard to say.
I know it is. Took me a long time to learn it too.
I love that. As we wrap up though, I always ask my guests, what is one thing, one word, one phrase, one saying that my listeners can do today? Anything that you can think of, even a book to read, or maybe an assessment they can take in order to help them refine and shine.
Read my book, Transforming Pain into Purpose.
Yes.
There's amazing 34 women in the book with different stories of how they've overcome things. So it's an amazing empowerment and transformational book.
Yes, I love that. And that also goes to show, I think that sometimes that people think that whatever's happening to them, that they can't get out of that. And what I say is, maybe you're going to be stuck in a season, but using something and hearing other people's stories is so powerful. In fact, that's one of the things I love the most about my podcast, is that it's all about people's stories about refine to shine. We may have things that happen. And also, just we didn't go deep into your story, but you said your daughter was sick, but so you wanted to build this business, and through the 14 years, look how well it's come. And yes, it's been ups and downs, but that just goes to show you didn't give up, which gave us, to show that you can. And you talked about how you had to refine, build, reflect to shine to the person you are today. And there's other women in that book too that will share their stories, so people can know that there is purpose for their pain.
We fall, but we get back up. Start again.
And I think that's so important. And I just want to say is, when people fall, maybe their business, they had a hiccup, or think about it when you were a child or a baby, an infant. Once you fell, it's not like you stopped walking. You kept going.
That's how I think about it.
Yes. Well, I think that's so important. And I just want to say thank you for being an amazing guest today. And I cannot wait to see all the things for 2026.
Thank you so much. I had an amazing time.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Refine and Shine. We hope you find valuable insights and inspiration to fill your journey of continuous improvement. Remember, the key to success lies in refining your processes and letting your inner brilliance shine. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and helps us reach more listeners like you who are eager to refine and shine in all areas of life. Stay connected with us on social media for updates and additional resources and behind-the-scenes content. We love hearing from our listeners, so feel free to reach out with any suggestions, questions, or success stories you'd like to share. As we wrap up, remember that the power to transform your life lies within you. Keep striving for growth, embracing change, and seeking opportunities to refine your skills. Together, let's continue to shine bright and make a positive impact in the world. Until next time, keep refining and keep shining.